Come on up, Holly. Yay!
Hey everyone, my name's Holly and I've been with Scentsy since June of 2012. When I started my business, I had 0 systems in place. It wasn't until August of 2013 that I started working my business, and in 3 months I went up and I promoted to director. The month I promoted to director was the month we moved cross country from Fort Drum, New York down to Fort Bliss, Texas. I still had no systems in place. In 2015, my husband was medically discharged from the Army, and we moved once again from Fort Bliss, Texas, back home here to Washington State. I still had no systems, and I was just going with the flow. Looking back now, I wish I would have had systems back in place. Think, 5 years worth of customers that I never followed up with. 5 years of meeting people at events that I never followed up with. You know, they weren't on Facebook. They weren't seeing what I was posting. Even though my product was labeled, I was not building those relationships with customers because I had no system. To be successful in this business, you must have a follow-up system. Just posting on Facebook is not going to cut it. That's like being out in the middle of the ocean and using a fishing pole trying to catch something. You're not going to do it. Having a follow-up system is being intentional. That's like using a net in a trout pond. You're going to be more successful because you're going to have a higher volume of success because that's where you're building your relationships. Relationships are key in this business. The people might purchase from you once at an event or once at a party, but it's up to you to build that relationship so that way the customers keep coming back to you. I do follow-up nearly every single day. I normally take the weekends off because I'm either A, doing an event, I'm here, or I'm taking a day of rest with my family because we need to make sure we also prioritize our family. I implemented a follow-up system in the fall of 2017, and since then my PRV has consistently grown. I've earned annual sales award the last 11 years, and I've already earned it for this year already. I knocked that out back in September. I average 4,000 to 5,000 PRV a month, with my biggest month ever being last month at 14,000. So when I tell you follow-up is key to your business, do follow-up, because I didn't host a single party last month. It was all customer follow-up. One thing I've learned in this business is you don't always have to follow the bright, shiny thing. If it's working for you, keep doing it. When they came out with Scentsy Connect, I'm like, ooh, I don't have to pack my binder around anymore. This is gonna be awesome. And I started trying it, and I realized it didn't work for me. It was a shiny thing, and so I wanted to try it, and I did. But I found my binder system, I'm a pen and paper person, so I had to go back to what was working for me. But if you don't have a system in place, try the Scentsy Connect. I promise you, you will thank me in the fall. I use the 1-1-3 follow-up system that they were talking about earlier. 1 week, 1 month, 3 months. And so what I do is I just check in. So if you see here, I have the, how are you liking your new Scentsy goodies? That was the follow-up, just to see, how they like them. The other ones, when I'm following up at 1 month and 3 months, I'm not asking for the sale. You used to do that and no one would respond. Instead, I just let them know, this is what is new. By sharing what is new, 9 times out of 10 I get a, what's your link? Or, ooh, I need to order this. Because I'm not asking, I'm sharing, and I'm saying, here's what's new. Hope you have an awesome day. Because I'll be honest, how many of you like those pushy salespeople? That's why I joined Scentsy, because all the consultants where we were at were pushy and they drove me nuts. So I just joined to be my own best customer because I didn't want to deal with a pushy salesperson. So, if you have an Android, you see that little plus button on those pictures? If you press that plus button, you can schedule your text messages to go out. You can use auto broadcasting systems, but personally I'm cheap. I'm not going to pay for something if I can do it for free on my phone. So what I do is once the kids are off in the bus in the morning, I go in my office and I pull out my binder and I see who do I need to follow up with each day, and I schedule my messages to go out between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The reason I do that time is, one, I don't know what people's morning schedules are and I don't want to confuse them. And two, I don't want to interrupt dinner time. So I always schedule the messages to go out, and then it's convenient for them to answer. I get afraid of the phone. I don't want to call them on the phone because it's like, then it's that awkward, hey, how are you doing? Hey, this is what's new with Cincy. Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later, bye. Like, I don't want to be that. So for me, I can be myself and be authentic by doing text messages, because I can be the, hey girl, or talk about goodies, because that's me, and I'm going to stay true to who I am. So, you schedule, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I gotta make sure I do my notes. So, I found you always get more responses when you're being yourself. You know, so if goodies don't sound like you, then don't use the word goodies. So, this is my binder. I have crazy binders, and you notice they're all different colors because, hey, it is what it is. So this is my binder. There's the new Cincy Connect app. There's so many systems out there. But for me and my brain, pen and paper work the best. I'm a traumatic brain injury survivor, and so I need paper and pen because it makes sense for my brain. And that, hey, that's what works. Thank goodness there's Cincy, because we can all do what works best for us and our brain. So over the years, I've tweaked it. I print these stickers and I use the 2x4 shipping labels and I attach it to the back of every order form. And then they just move through the binder. So if you look, these are pictures of every different thing. So I'll start with the to be ordered. So those are the, ooh, I want the new Minnie Mouse clip coming on Monday. So I'll start writing out order forms and I put them in the to be ordered. Once the order has been placed, they're in the ordered binder. Because then that way when I get the box of Cincy in, I can go, okay, got it in, check everything off. Now it goes in the pending delivery. Those are the people that I'm waiting to meet up with or them to pick up. Then after it's been delivered, I'll put the date on it and it moves to the 1 week. So at 1 week, that's where I text them, hey, how are you liking your new goodies? They don't say anything. It moves to 1 month. So I'll use my friend Kathy for an example. I had an order delivered to her on December 15th. I checked in with her on December 22nd. She said she was good. Okay, no problem. Moved her on the 1 month, January 15th. I checked in. I'm like, hey, Kathy, we got Bring Back My Bar this month and the Valentine's Day collection. Hope you have a fantastic day. She said she was good and she didn't need anything. So she moved to 3 months. So on March 15th, I'm going to go, hey, Kathy, we got the new summer catalog. I'm sure you're going to love the new Island Bloom scent. And knowing Kathy, she'll probably text me, ooh, just order me 6 of them. So... so that's what it moves from 1 to the 1 to 1. Just, like I said, it does it on Connect, but for me, pen and paper, and now I have my dates. It makes it that much easier. And once they reorder from this one, I move them to my shelf. And it's alphabetical from first name, and you can see how they've grown because I scribble and then I just move it around. The reason I do it this way, so that way when Kathy asks me, Holly, what was that blue scent I liked last year? I ran out and I need more, but I don't know the name of it. Well, guess what? I can go in here, I can pull out the C's, Kathy, oh, that was blue grotto you loved last year, and she'll go, okay, I need bars and I need room sprays, and she'll just give me her list. Yes, you can probably do it all on the workstation, but since I meet people at events and everything's written on order forms, for me, this is easier because then I'm not having to worry about if the internet's out. I can easily access and get everything Kathy, or if Betty's like, Holly, I need a new Star Wars warmer for my son, but which ones have I ordered for him? I can pull up and go, okay, well, you've ordered this one, this one, this one, and so now I know which one she hasn't, so that way she doesn't duplicate. Another part of having a good follow-up system is you learn their favorite scent. So that way when Lisa is like, ooh, Holly, I love Lucky in Love, and I need this in all the things, and I have to say, sorry, it's disconnected. Well, guess what? In January, I was able to go, hey, Lisa, guess what? Lucky in Love is back. You should set up your Cincy Club account again so that way you can keep getting it. And she set it up just so she could get her Lucky in Love. So by having a system, you can learn your customers' favorites. So when we have things, and they're like, oh, my favorite scent is Ocean. I need it in all the things. Well, it's like, well, it comes back twice a year. Let's see if it comes back. So then when you get his favorite discontinued scent, now you can reach out to that customer and use it as a way to add their Cincy Club, which is going to increase your PRV. You think Sensei Club PRV is amazing because I know with Sensei Club, I'm active every month. And on some months, I have my 500. I have my leadership bonus just because of Sensei Club. And honestly, I found most of my Sensei Club customers are the succulents they're talking about. They don't respond to anything, but it's every month. You can see they make changes. You know they're getting their mail because you're sending them mail. Once I had my follow-up system established, I worked on building around it. I started doing loyalty punches, and for every item they purchased, a 6-pack of bars counts as one item, I would give them a punch. Once they get to 12 punches, I let them pick a free bar of wax. This is a good way to build customer loyalty because it rewards them for staying loyal to you. Another thing that I do is I send end of the month samples to anyone who's purchased in the past 3 months. Yes, it can be a lot of work. I normally send out about 150 to 200 a month, and it takes a whole day to make the samples, label the envelopes, stuff the envelopes with everything going to them, and get them to the post office. Thank God for children. I can put my children to work and pay them a minimum amount of wage. But since I love taking care of my customers, to me this doesn't feel like work. It makes me happy to spoil my customers, and it brings me joy on the business. I normally try to get them out around the 25th of each month, so that way by the 1st, I'll have about $500 to $1,000 in orders ready to go on as soon as the catalog launches. When I started sending out this mail, I was only sending about 30 to 50 a month and was super happy to get 200 because that means on the 1st of the month, I am now active. Don't get discouraged if you start something and you don't see the huge numbers in the beginning. I spent years tweaking and refining the system to make it work for me. I want to show you what is possible if you put a system in place and you stick with it even when things get hard. My first challenge to each of you is to find 5 people that you can follow up with today. Shoot them a text and ask them how they are liking their new products and let them know of a special we have going this month. My second challenge to each of you is to start a follow-up system and stick with it for 60 days. I promise you, you will see the results.